What made legendary giants like Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Albert Einstein, and Thomas Edison so successful? Did they have a secret? Did they know something that we are missing in the 21st century? And the answer is yes. They called it the Mastermind Group, better known today as a network of like-minded people. Today, as at the turn of the century, we have two groups of people. The masses that get up and plan their day according to what they have to do, not according to what they want to do. And the elite group who get up every morning and plan their day according to what they want to do and not what they have to do. The only question is, which group do you want to belong to? If you want to be part of the elite group who can plan their day according to their standards, then we invite you into the world of network marketing, the art of business in the 21st century. You know, network marketing is a fantastic vehicle to create wealth in the 21st century. And one of the key factors in developing success in network marketing is mentorship. If there was ever an industry that needed mentorship, it's network marketing.
You know, there's an old Greek formula for success. In fact, it's the shortest route to success. Find someone who's doing what you want to do, determine what they've done to get there, and then simply duplicate that. That's the power, really, of mentorship. Been very, very powerful in my life from people like Bob Proctor and people like Jim Rohn. I've studied with them and I've studied what they've done to achieve the success that they've achieved, and then I've attempted to duplicate that. But there's something else too about mentorship that I think is very, very important. What mentorship helps you realize is that you can do it.
The number one reason people don't make it in network marketing or in an entrepreneurial venture or in life is because they haven't dealt with their hidden fear. Hidden fear is the culprit for keeping people small, not allowing them to break through, to be completely self-expressed in their desire, in their goals, in their vision, and think big and be big.
I like network marketing because network marketing is really for the new age entrepreneur. When I think about the industry and how it's driven through the internet and people working from home where they can spend time with their family and loved ones and keep their overhead down, network marketing to me excites me because that's the way life should be. Not only about making money, but having access to all those great things that I think the world needs some more of.
Network marketing is all about leverage. Let's take a house, for example. In a house, most people have a mortgage. Now, a mortgage is a form of leverage because we're able to take this mortgage and leverage a larger asset, which is the house. I'll give you another example of leverage. Banks, and this is an example that most people are unfamiliar with. This is what's called unsecured business lines of credit. And banks will give you these types of loans based upon your credit, both your personal and your business credit. And if you have good business and personal credit, you can get as much as $100,000 per bank.
You know, thinking about network marketing today in this world, it's amazing what an opportunity it is, especially in this country. Having had the benefit of travel to 26 countries, I see that this is really fertile ground for someone who has very little experience in the business world, for usually nominal dollars, to be able to attach themselves to a company that should be pretty established, and most of them really are. And they have products that are usually of a higher quality than you would get in regular retail stores. But the ability to lock arms with people who are already successful, achieving what it is that you want to do in your life, locking arms with them, having them become your mentors, and paying attention to the steps that they took to design their life, start to live their life, the teams, the relationships, the wonderful acquaintances and people you will meet. Network marketing today, by far exceeds just about anything. Actually, I kind of believe that you're better off having some great experiences in network marketing than actually graduating from a university. Network marketing does wonderful things for you, and sometimes you'll feel like they'll do some things to you, but what it does is it creates those experiences. It creates you having the opportunity to put your hand to something that you can own, that you can call your own, that you can actually design and create a lifestyle built around a business that gives you money freedom and time freedom. Everyone should try it at least once.
Network marketing offers the common person the uncommon ability to achieve a success that most people who have a job or run other types of businesses may never achieve. Let me give you an example. If I can show you a way, working part-time, how to make, let's say, an additional $250 a month, would you be interested? Okay. Well, how about if I can show you how to make $250 a week? Could that make a difference in your life? Now, if I can take you from a month to a week, I can also show you how to make $250 a day. What would that do for you and for your family? There right now, here, are people, not hundreds, but hundreds of thousands that are achieving $250 a month, a week, and a day. You just have to make the decision to get started and where you want to be.
Network marketing is the most amazing industry that's really come into its own in the 21st century. The last few years, the way the internet has taken normal jobs and put them that you can do them anywhere is just phenomenal. It's the kind of industry now where we're getting really strong professionals joining us who are looking for an opportunity to own their own life and not be at the effect of whatever economic forces happen to them. It's recession proof. And I really feel that we're in a sort of revolution right now with technology and the style that business is being done. And this is, you know, for people who want to really go out and do something for themselves where they can lead an abundant lifestyle with a few years of working solidly and developing themselves. It's the best thing that anybody, no matter what their educational level and what their background is, so they have the desire and the vision, this is the industry for them.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a plan B? Well, plan B for me is network marketing. Network marketing will give you the vehicle to get to that next step of being a plan B. What I mean by that is plan B means that you have something to fall back on. What happens if you go into your job tomorrow and HR calls you and gives you your severance package? Then what? What's your plan B? Network marketing and any network marketing business will give you the opportunity to fall back on something.
Network marketing is one of the most powerful vehicles in the 21st century for a few reasons. Number one of the main reasons that when I looked at it is it gives certain individuals an opportunity to come in at a low upfront cost versus like a franchise where it costs millions of dollars. The system's already been put in, but who has millions of dollars sitting around? Very few people. Network marketing gives you a chance to come in, put a little bit of sweat equity, and the system's already been in place. If you're a little bit teachable and coachable, plug in and actually create an asset that could set you free over the next few years like it did for myself a few years ago.
When it comes to mentorship, there's about 8 steps. And the first step is you have to have a dream. Now, if you want to be successful in network marketing and in life, you have to have a dream. Some call it a why. I like to call it a dream. And let me tell you why. When you have a dream, it's something that you feel inside of your heart, and you feel compelled to bring that that's on the inside out on the outside. A dream is something that you can fantasize about and you can imagine. It has no limitations. It's like the law of attraction. When you have a true dream, you can do anything.
The dream is where everything happens. It was a dream that took an ordinary beekeeper in Auckland, New Zealand, and caused him to climb Mount Everest. the first person to go to the top of the world. Everyone said it couldn't be done, but he had a dream. You see, we start our dream with our imagination. We fantasize. It was fantasy that two young bicycle mechanics in Dayton, Ohio had that introduced us to a new kingdom. The Wright brothers fantasized, and they disregarded the world's opinion. You've got to activate your imagination. As a little child, you used your imagination, but then when we went to school, it was called not paying attention, daydreaming, and we put a lid on it. Well, you want to take the lid off it. Get your imagination going and ask yourself, what do I really want?
When I think of dreams, I think of focusing on accomplishing your goals. When you look at society, most people don't spend time thinking about what they want. In fact, most people have stopped dreaming. And when you think of what Dr. Martin Luther King said about dreaming, he said, when the people stop dreaming, they perish. And that's very powerful. And so if we ever want to accomplish anything significant in our lives with where we want to be in the future, we really need to dream and understand exactly, step by step, what we need to accomplish in order to make those dreams a reality.
Living your dream is nothing more than applying scientific laws to that in which you desire. Let me give you an example. I worked for corporate America since I was 16 years old. And in my dreams, I wanted to come home and have my own business. Network marketing gave me the ability to come home and work it with my husband. We've been working it now for a while, and it's given me the opportunity to actually not only work side by side with my husband, but also learn and strengthen my personal development. It can also happen for you, if that's what you dream.
The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, "Dream big dreams. Only big dreams have the power to move men's souls." Back in 1987, not far from where we're at today, a frustrated, depressed, discouraged comedian who had just had a pretty rough show that night got in his old Toyota and drove to Mulholland Drive to the top of Hollywood Hills. And he sat there, and as he's overlooking the city, he took a check out, personal check, and he made it out to himself for $10 million. He dated it Thanksgiving 1995. And in the memo section of the check, he wrote, "For acting services rendered." He took that check, he looked at it, he dreamed of what he wanted to do with his life. It became real to him. The desire was there. He took that check and he stuck it in his wallet, and every time he ran into a rough audience, every time he wanted to quit, every time he wanted to give up, he took that check out and he read it. He looked at it and he dreamed. Now, Jim Carrey that night was pretty conservative, because by the time Thanksgiving 1995 rolled around, he wasn't making $10 million a movie, he was making $20 million a movie. As James Allen says in As a Man Thinketh, "Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become."
Desire. It's like your jet fuel. It gives you the ability to keep going even when you want to quit. It's the jet fuel that makes you say yes to your dreams. When you have a strong enough desire, then you can do the impossible.
Desire is absolutely critical to accomplish our goals and dreams. In fact, you must have a burning hot desire if you want to accomplish anything significant. I mean, when we think of great people, for example, Mr. George Burns, he was asked at 99, how do you live that long? And you know what he said? Every day I had a reason to get out of bed. And so myself, as a professional network marketer and someone who's motivated and driven to help other people, every day I must have that burning hot desire in me, because then I'm not of any use to anyone if I don't have that desire. Because that desire drives me, it propels me, it pushes me to accomplish what I need to accomplish, so that I can be useful to the people in my business and people in my life that need me to be successful. So desire must be burning hot, and is absolutely necessary for success.
Desire is an interesting thing. I also like to think of desire as also a yearning. A yearning is something that comes from the inside, and it can actually be a feeling of melancholy unless you do something about it. So for me, desire is figuring out what it is I desire, why I desire it, and then going to find the vehicle or the things I need to do to make my desires become a reality. And that's sort of what happened to me with this industry, because suddenly I felt that the things that were frustrating me and making me melancholy because I wasn't satisfied with what I was having because they weren't giving me the things I needed, suddenly I found a way that I could get all those things and do all those things that would lead me to the abundance that I was desiring. So that's what desire really is for me.
Most of the walking, talking planet have limiting beliefs and hidden fears about desire. Desire, really getting what you want. The hidden fears behind really getting what you want and expressing your desire is a worthiness issue. Do I really deserve it? You know, you've got to own your success. The successful, the only difference between the successful and the mediocre success is the successful has chosen their desires, to express it, to share it, to celebrate it, and most especially that they deserve it. So the number one hidden fear about desire and how we shift that fear is to acknowledge that the fear exists there. Yeah, it's the fear of worthiness. Do I deserve it? And the second fear in behind that is a limiting belief that desire is something bad. You know, the Aramaic definition of desire is of the Father. Desires are of the Father. Your Creator gave you those desires. And when you can express them through your actions, through your mantras, and then through receiving the opportunities that will give you those desires, you are honoring your Creator.
Vision is your next step in mentorship. And vision gives you the ability to see over every obstacle, to see over every challenge and over every mountain. Vision is not of your eyesight, but it's of the imagination. Because your imagination can see anything. It can see past walls. With vision, you can say yes to your dream.
Vision is the foundation of all great businesses. It's the power that creates and forms. What your business will look like in 6 months, a year, 2 years, even 5 years originates from your vision. Vision is the specific outcome that you see for your business. It's how many employees you have. It's how many people are in your downline. It's choosing to do business nationally, internationally, even globally. You get to decide what your business will look like. You're the creator of your vision. What's your vision for your business?
Vision is something that has to exist before whatever it is you're visualizing becomes a reality. So it's almost like being a farmer. You plant seeds, and when you put them in the ground you don't see anything, but you have to have the imagination of what's going to come. And the big mistake with a lot of people make who are looking for a get-rich-quick scheme or something like that is to expect instant results. So the vision is to plant the seeds and wait for the crops to grow. And if you water them and you do all the things that you're expected to do in order for that to happen, not only will your crops grow, but you'll probably end up with even more than what you anticipated. But you have to have the vision to begin with. Even if your vision is not 100% crystal clear, just to imagine what you want in some kind of concrete terms, whether you do that by meditating or doing affirmations, whatever it is, but you really need to think of this as a plan, and that is your vision, and probably, 2 to 5 year plan. That's why when you run into hurdles across the way sometimes, that's part of the seeds growing. And just keep the vision in mind all the time, and you'll be successful.
We all know the power of vision. We know that. We know how powerful it is to have a dream board, a vision board, a mantra, a 15-second commercial in our minds that represents success. But here's the point. There's hidden fears attached to that vision board. Because think about what's on that vision board. Everything in the future. The future is a stranger. We have hidden fears attached to that future. Guess what you can do about it to shatter that hidden fear? Spend time with your vision board. Court it. You know, remember old-fashioned courting? You literally date and court your vision. What you want. You live it. You breathe it. You smell it. You taste it. You be it. The power in being. If you want to take a vision board and just exponentially grow the power of that vision board, of that dream board, you begin to make a list of all the accolades or attributes that you'll be when you attain that goal. Whether it's double diamond director, president's club, multi-millionaire entrepreneur, whatever it is, you write down the list of what those connotations would be, what those characters are, what those traits are, and you begin being them now. That's how you bring the future of a vision, of a dream, which is all future thinking, into the present. That's powerful. Be your vision. Be who you'll become. Be it today.
You know, in mentorship, it's all about how you think. My mentor told me many years ago that the only difference between a rich man and a poor man was his method of thinking. The reason why you could have phenomenal success in network marketing or in every area of your life is because you have the power to think. It is our thinking, it is our paradigms, it is our perspective in life that creates our result. If you get your thinking right, you'll get your message right. And once you get your message right, you'll get your paycheck right.
As in everything in life, we bring about what we think about. We need to remember that as a core piece of who we are. We are never not creating. So whether you're paying attention or not, you are creating this life you live in. In the network marketing world, what's really a big responsibility is, what's your thinking like? Are you bringing your previous thought processes into this new world you're trying to accomplish and grow an amazing lifestyle out of? Well, what I caution you to do is not that. What I caution you to do is to pay attention to what it is you want to accomplish. By surrounding yourself with people that are living what you want to live, they become your mentors. In my coaching program, thinking about what you want to bring about is a critical piece. I've trained presenters and public speakers for about 16 years. And in this industry, people are going to follow you by your ability to effectively communicate an idea you have.
You know, when I was struggling to keep the electric on, when I was struggling to keep the phone on, it was hard for me at that time to imagine that I'd created all of that. I didn't want to take responsibility for it. In fact, there are people probably watching this who are in their own crisis, and they don't want to take responsibility for them having created that. But the reality and the fact is, I'm the only one who could have created that. You see, we don't have control over anything in our life. We don't have control over our spouse. We don't have control over our children for sure. We don't have control over our boss. We don't have control over the economy. The only thing we have control over is what we think. You see, thoughts are things, as Napoleon Hill tells us in Think and Grow Rich. In fact, all material things begin as thought energy. And it was my thinking that had created my life. In fact, when I came to that realization, I began to work on it. It was that created the massive abundance that I enjoy today. It was just a change in my thinking, because I now understood that those things are real when they are thoughts. They go out, they have an energy that goes out into the universe. So the way that I did it, I used a technique called metacognition. Now that's a big word that simply means thinking about what you're thinking about. Of the 50,000 plus thoughts that we have every day, have you ever thought about what you're thinking about? You'd be scared to death if you really stopped and did that most of the time through the day. You do that on a regular basis, and you create a different pattern of thinking. You create different thoughts. Whatever you're going to dwell on, you're going to expand in your life. When I was dwelling on lack, I got a lot more lack. It's almost like the universe says, that's what Vic wants, let's give him some more of it. When I began to dwell on abundance, abundance was attracted to me.
So you've decided upon an opportunity. You've decided that network marketing is for you, or you're involved in network marketing. Here's where the top producers differ from just the producers. It's their mindset. You see, you got to ask yourself, what business are you in? Really think about this. What business are you in? Surprising, it's not actually the opportunity that is your business. You're in the business of lead generation. You see, it's called network marketing for the reason that you have to go out and network the opportunity. Now, here's another mistake that many people make that are involved in MLM, is they go about approaching their friends, their neighbors, acquaintances, whoever, and they're apologetic almost for being able to share this opportunity. And you see, the mindset has to be where this opportunity that you have your passion and your energy, and you know this opportunity inside and out. And you've gone out and you understand that you're in the business of lead generation. You're bringing people in. You're going out and you're promoting your opportunity. But you see, you have to understand what your opportunity provides that other person. Imagine that you're empowered with the ability to go out and provide this opportunity to others that could literally change a person's life for the better. I mean, this is a priceless gift that you have. So don't ignore the value that your opportunity provides others. Once again, this opportunity can not only change a person's life, but the lives of their family for the better.
The next thing on mentorship is the law of attraction. If you want to have great success in network marketing, continue what you're doing and follow your mentors. If you want to take the next step and have quantum leap results, study the law of attraction. Because the law of attraction will teach you how to do network marketing the easy way, when most people are doing it the hard way. You see, the law of attraction will bring you everything that you want, everything that you desire. On the other hand, it will create everything that you don't want, and all the things that seem like a problem to you comes by the law of attraction. If you use law of attraction to bring you all the results you want and all the things that you want in your network marketing business, the sky's the limit.
Now, I want you to stop and think about the stage you're at. What have we done? We built our dream. We turned it over to our subconscious mind and got emotionally involved. We're building desire. And then we got involved in our vision. Now, when that happened, then you got involved in thinking. And then we turn our thoughts over again to our subconscious mind. Now, when we do that, we alter the vibration that we're in. You see, your body is a molecular structure. It's a mass of molecules at a very high speed of vibration. And as we get our dreams and our visions and our thoughts going into our subconscious mind, we determine what vibration we're going to be in. Now, you can only attract to you those things that are vibrating in harmony with you. That's why these first points are so vitally important. You get them right. Get that dream right. Get involved in the idea. Get emotionally involved. Build that desire. Get the vision going. Keep your thoughts on the right track. And you are going to be in the vibration you have to be in to attract what you have to attract. You see, everything you want is already here. I love the way Earl Nightingale put it years ago. He said, as you move towards the goal is going to move towards you. You literally magnetize yourself for good. Understand that you can only attract to you according to the vibration you're in. Now think of this for a moment. The vibration you're in is going to register in your consciousness as a feeling. So you want to make certain that you're feeling good all the time.
The law of attraction plays a big part in this industry, but in life in general, actually. But it's also foolish to think the law of attraction is going to work without you doing your part. You have to take action, and we're all just pure potentiality and possibilities. And if you're doing the right things, taking the right steps, planting the right seeds, meeting the right people, following the training that you're given by your leaders. And I try to teach people about having an abundant lifestyle, but they have to learn what to do to create that. Then the law of attraction will do its part, because you're putting the vibration out into the universe for the law of attraction to work. So it's the law of attraction plus action. That's how it really works in this 21st century paradigm for business and network marketing.
When it comes down to associations, who you listen to determines what you get, what you have, and where you end up. You have to make sure that the people that you're listening to have the things that you want. If you surround yourself with winners, it won't be long before you'll have a winner's lifestyle. That's what association is all about.
Now we come to a part that most people disregard, and yet, without question, it's very important. You know, Carl Menninger from the Menninger Foundation in Topeka, Kansas, many years ago, said that environment is more important than heredity. In other words, the people that you associate with have more to do with your success than what's built right into the genes at birth. I have a very good friend of mine. She owns Psi Seminars, Jane Wilhite. And she said one time, I won't associate with anyone that doesn't think I'm special. And I thought, woo. And then I got thinking about it. She's right. If they don't think she's special, they don't think they're special. And you want to know something? We're all very special. And it's important that we mix with people that have the right idea about themselves, that are right thinking, that operate with beautiful dreams and big visions. I only want to mix with people who are making things happen. I am very selective about the people I spend a lot of time with. I really don't think I'm any better than anybody else. In fact, I know I'm not. But I do know that I accomplish more than a lot of other people. And I accomplish it because I'm following the process that you are reviewing right now. I believe in the dreams and the desires and the visions and the right thinking and everything that you're learning here. But one of the key things is I surround myself with people that I know are going to support me, that are on the right track and create the right energy. I've got a phenomenal team of people in my company, and I also have a phenomenal team of people that I call friends. Be very careful with the people you mix with. You want people that are going to support you, that are going to think a lot of you. They're the people that think a lot of themselves. They understand that we are truly God's highest creation. Pick the people carefully that you associate with.
One of the greatest things in the network marketing industry is the law of association. Let me give you an example. A true story myself. When I first looked at the network marketing industry, it was many, many years ago. I got really excited. Somebody invited me out to a presentation, and I left that presentation flat out fired up. I actually signed up, but what I did was I went to my 5 broke friends and asked them what they thought about the financial opportunity I just saw. They actually laughed at me. Some of them said, oh Ray, you know, what are you doing? It's one of those things. My parents got involved, didn't work out so well. And what I did is I actually bought into their opinion. For the next few days, I actually, didn't pick up the phone because that person was trying to give me a call to follow up with me. Till finally he was smart. He called from another phone. He caught me. I picked up and he said, Ray, what's going on? You were so excited. And I was kind of reluctant to tell him. He was smart where he put another expert on the phone. That expert was the actual person that did the presentation that night. And he put him on the phone, and I told him what had happened. And he said, Ray, there's nothing wrong with listening to people, but he told me one thing that really sticks to me to this day, and that's, if you buy their opinion, you also buy their lifestyle. And that was huge. That actually blew me away. He goes, when you think about it, look at the 5 people you hang out with the most. It's basically what they drive, where they live, how they talk. That's basically you. For the next few months, why don't you start listening to some of the people that have the lifestyle you want? And here's what's so cool. In corporate America, if you dress like the CEO dresses, if you act like he acts, you don't get to be CEO. The coolest thing about this industry, he says, if you do what the super successful people do, you get to have their money. In essence, you get to have their lifestyle. The only thing the difference between them and you is a little bit of time. If you just do what they do, say what they say, you have the result. And law of association really saved me. I had a mentor that didn't say, Ray, go do it, let's go do it. An hour in the field is like 8 hours in the classroom, and that's what he did. To this day, we still talk once in a while, and he's a multi-millionaire in another company, but we still keep in touch, and I'll never forget. And I train people to this day, if you buy their opinion, you buy their lifestyle.
One of the best things about network marketing is the people you will meet. You have an opportunity here to meet lifelong friends. Now, I have a ton of friends. I have way more acquaintances. But one thing I have learned is that when you find someone that's like-minded, someone that dances to the same music that you do and marches with you towards the goals that you have mutually designed and that you desire to accomplish in your life, what an amazing opportunity. You create a group of people that will wake up in the morning and you are inspired. And one thing I've learned is that when I'm down, they're not. And when I'm up and they're not down. So we work together towards this commonly, mutually agreed upon idea. Association will pull you through when you don't feel like doing it. One of the benefits of association is this also, is that you will grow as you instill in them their growth and encourage them to grow. The best trainers are those who can teach what they've learned. So in this world of network marketing, as you decide to get involved, I really encourage you to pay attention to the training program. I really encourage you to become good at it. I encourage you to become a trainer of those that are going to be in this business with you, because people will do what's expected for a paycheck. That's understood. But they will do the unreasonable out of a relationship. And you have to ask yourself every single day, am I the keeper of the vision on my team? Have I led by example? Am I a good model of what it is to be successful in this industry? Would I follow me? Is the way I work this thing. Would I follow me? In the 3 network marketing companies that I worked at, I had great experiences, met wonderful people, and established lifelong friendships. You can do the same. It's not only about the money, it's the people and the value and the lifestyle. Pay attention. You have no idea how you're only one handshake away from the greatest friend you've ever not met yet. Pay attention.
Action is what takes things out of the invisible realm and brings them into the physical realm. Whenever you want to have your dreams, it's going to be based on the actions you take. If you show me what your results are, I can tell you what your actions have been. If you want to have success, take action on that dream.
When I think of action, I think of making things happen and taking risk. When we look at most people are afraid to step out and make things happen. When you think of successful people in the past, they were known for taking action. For example, Babe Ruth. We know Babe Ruth holds a record for home runs, but here's something we miss. He also holds a record for strikeouts because he had to swing the bat over and over and over again to accomplish his goals and dreams. And so similarly for us in business, whether it be a network marketer or an entrepreneur, we must take action. We cannot just be motivated and positive. We must move with how we feel. And so unless we take action in our lives to make things happen for ourselves and our family, we can't expect anything positive to come out of that. So action is absolutely critical.
So how does a young female entrepreneur who's riddled with fear, hidden fear, go from that state to the state of selling 250,000 copies of Conquer Fear, her book? How does that happen? Simply, I told the truth. And then I chose to create habitual ways of being, to literally shift the lies that my subconscious and my beliefs were teaching me. So number one, I was afraid of success. So I literally took out a sheet of paper. I wrote at the top of the page the word millionaire. And then I wrote all the accolades or all the intentions or all the meanings that I had to that word. And when I saw what I wrote, I was shocked. It was things like millionaires are selfish. Millionaires are rude. Millionaires are bad parents, okay? My number one goal. So no wonder I was sabotaging my very efforts. As soon as I'd get up there in the network marketing company, something would happen. I caused it. Sabotage my effort. Sabotage success. So how you shift that is number one, you tell the truth, that you look at your habitual ways of being, you notice there's sabotage going on. That's just a hidden message that there's hidden fear. Shouting out loud, there's fear. So I looked at each of those connotations that I wrote down to being a millionaire. Lisa Jimenez, the millionaire. And I literally shifted them. That simple. I shifted them in my writings. I shifted them in my mantras. I shifted them in my vision. I wrote mantras and beliefs like millionaires are wonderful. Millionaires are contributors in massive ways. millionaires. Having money means you have more choices. Having money means you're more self-expressed. And so I literally shifted the beliefs that I held for all those years. I shifted them like that by replacing them with empowering beliefs. And that's what you can do too.
Action. It's what makes things happen. Without action, there is no forward progress. Have you ever put something off until tomorrow? We've all done it. That's not action, that's procrastination. And that will kill your business. Deciding that you'll wait till tomorrow to call that prospect. Waiting to send out that information packet. That's lack of action. And it becomes negative action because you lose momentum. So what's real action? What's powerful action? It's moving in the moment, in the direction of your dreams. It's taking immediate, purposeful steps towards the fulfillment of your vision. When you do this, you will create such a momentum that you cannot be stopped. And when you reach that point, you're on a path to success. Don't wait for tomorrow. Take action today.
When it comes down to believing, it doesn't matter who believes in you. It doesn't matter what other people say. The question is, what do you believe? And what do you say about yourself? When you have your dream, you have to believe in it more than anybody else. Because if you don't believe in you, if you don't believe in your dream, then nobody else is going to believe in you. But if you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter what the naysayers say. It doesn't matter what your friends say. It's what matters is, what do you say? You got to believe in yourself.
In order to have a successful business, you have to think it in your mind, believe it in your heart. This will draw other people to you because you love what you're doing. Your energy and excitement will have others believing in what you do as well. So in essence, when you dream, you will have the desire to have clear vision for right thinking. The law of attraction will find the right associations for you to take action so that you can believe in your dreams.
One of the biggest challenges in the network marketing industry that most people face is belief, the lack of. And there's an animal in this industry, there's an animal in all of our lives, in our social work life, not only network marketing, and that's doubt. And the one thing that you gotta get into is personal development. You have to work on you. And there's stages of belief. In the beginning, I had to really believe in the industry. And then when I really got core in the industry, I had to believe in the activity that I was doing, that I was the correct activity. And third is the big one, I had to believe in myself. And I was real blessed and lucky. I had people who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And when I started reading the books, hanging out with the people that were teaching me, you know, you can tell the size of the man by the size of the problem that it takes to get him down. That helped me through so much belief and really not believing in myself, to where, you know, there's always challenges that face us, and when hitting a challenge, you have to really be core on what you believe in. All right, my mentor, I'll never forget this. I was in his jacuzzi, and he was a multi-millionaire, his cars, his relationships, everything. And I sat there and said, wow, you know, could you ever see yourself here? Who'd have thought? You know, your house, your money and everything. And his response, he looked over to me and he said, every day. He believed it, and that was huge, you know. How would you live your life if you knew without a shadow of a doubt you could not fail? You know, at the end of the day, as you build your belief, you have to have zero doubt. I love, you know, there's a quote by George Lucas that says, you know, all of us live inside cages with the doors wide open. And that's just all of us. At the end of the day, network marketing gives you the belief not only in the activity, in the industry, but in yourself. And when you have belief in yourself, you can do anything in this industry, out of this industry, and I welcome you to that.
You might be surprised to hear this, but network marketing isn't really about the business opportunity. You can be involved in health, nutrition, travel, communications, or any other field involved in network marketing. But really, it's all about passion. And the definition of passion is energy. Let me tell you why. You see, People are attracted to energy. And if you come out and you speak about your opportunity and you're passionate, you'll energize other people and they'll be attracted to that. They'll want what you have. And it doesn't matter what the opportunity is. But in order for you to have passion, to gain that energy, you need to believe in your product or your service. You need to have a firm belief in it. You need to wake up and be energized. You need to know your product inside and out. And when you go out and you speak about your product or your service, you'll put out that passion and you'll energize other people to take action. The rest will take care of itself.
You know, I'm a great student of Napoleon Hill and also of Andrew Carnegie, who was his mentor. When Napoleon Hill first met Andrew Carnegie, Carnegie was the wealthiest man in the world. And so I have come to the conclusion that if I study their lives, I'm going to benefit from it. And we're at a point now where we want to talk about belief. It's a very important word. Napoleon Hill said there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. He said no one's ready for a thing until they believe that they can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief and not mere hope or wish. Now, he said open-mindedness is essential to belief. I'm going to come back to that. He said closed minds will not inspire faith, courage, or belief. And then he followed it up with a promise. He said, remember, it takes no more effort to demand abundance and prosperity in life than it does to accept misery and poverty. See, you've got to believe. Now, another mentor of mine, Val Van de Waal, he said, our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something. Frequently, when we reevaluate a situation, our belief about that situation will change. Well, you know, my life changed like night and day. My income went from $4,000 a year to $175,000 in a year, and then it went over $1 million. And I didn't know what happened. And so I had to know, and I began to study. Now, that was in the early 60s, and I've never stopped. And I got to the point where I realized one of the big things that happened is my belief about what I was capable of doing changed. And you know, as you go through these series of ideas, your belief about you is going to change. Because you're going to start to understand things about yourself that you previously didn't understand. You've got to believe it'll happen. And the more you reevaluate who you are and reevaluate the ideas and the process that you're learning, the more your belief system is going to change. Remember, the difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one's ready until they believe that they can acquire it. Now, he said open-mindedness is essential to belief. If you stay locked in to the ideas that you've brought to this point in your life, you're sunk. Nothing's going to happen. You've got to open your mind and accept the new ideas that are being presented to you by these various people that you're listening to. They're all experts in their field. And if you listen to them, I guarantee you your life will change. And you know something? Your ideas about life are going to change. And as they change, your belief system changes. Study yourself. You're going to believe. You're going to believe you can do much better than you're doing. The most erudite scientist alive will not even guess at what you're capable of doing. Keep studying. The only thing that's changed in Bob Proctor's life is his belief about what he's capable of doing. And I know that I'm not doing anything compared to what I'm capable of doing. But I'm going to improve. You know why? I believe I can. And I want you to believe in you. You're a great, great human being. You're God's highest form of creation. That's important.